Hi everyone. Today I will be speaking on learning logs. Learning logs are a strategy and tool for students to reflect on the lessons to synthesize their learning. Learning logs can help keep learning on track and keep any unanswered questions in the forefront of the student's mind. It is a scaffolding technique that has been proven to have many benefits. It is a reflection strategy to help students think critically about what they have learned. On the right side of the slide, you can see an example of a learning log. This one has a what I did, how I worked, and how I learned, and what I learned columns for the students to write down their thoughts. The teacher may then analyze each column to identify any gaps in the lessons, gaps in teaching style, and etc. All grade levels may use learning logs as long as they are tailored to the grade. A pre-K learning log will be very different than a 5th grade learning log, for example. An example of a pre-K to 1st grade learning log is on the screen. It is guided rather than in open columns like we saw on the previous slide. How are learning logs implemented in the classroom? There are a variety of ways learning logs may be implemented in the classroom. It really depends on the type of learning log that is implemented. Regardless of the type, these can be used all throughout the day. For the basic learning log with questions, I would utilize this learning log type at the end of the day as it is a reflection on what we did in class, what we learned, and etc. For a quick write or new idea analysis, I would utilize this learning log type throughout all stages of a lesson as it is writing on a topic in the lesson. If used at the beginning of the lesson, it could be used to assess pre-teaching knowledge. Middle of a lesson can help identify any gaps in knowledge. End of a lesson, it could synthesize and restate what the points in the lesson were. On the screen is another type of learning log that may be used as well. When is it appropriate to use learning logs? It is appropriate to use learning logs all throughout the lesson. I think it would just depend on the type of learning log you are using and when to determine when it would be appropriate to use it. Why should learning logs be used? It allows students the opportunity to synthesize their learning from the lesson and ask any unanswered questions. It also provides teachers insight into their students' perspectives, insight into any struggles the students may have, and it also helps identify any gaps in learning and teaching the content. Where are the resources for learning logs? There are various resources all on the internet that explain learning logs and give ideas of unconventional learning logs as well. I have listed 3 helpful links that I used for this presentation that you can go to and read more about learning logs. Learning logs are also quite common within education, so your fellow educators could also be a great resource for you as well. Here are my references.